He's listed on Pro Football Reference at 317.
No,
my child self
way.
does not remember him ever being under 320.
He was 317 the first day
grade?
he reported to training camp in his thong, right? Yo, what's up? It's Chris Simms. It's Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Connor Rodgers is here.
That was a classic.
We are not wearing our thongs at this moment. Have you ever tried a thong on?
Nope, and can't say I ever will, and I don't think I'll ever be 317
I don't think. No, I hope. I
don't think that's happening.
All of the above will be true, hopefully for me as well.
Yeah, what about you? You were trying to escape around the question?
Never been in a thong.
Okay.
Never have. Can't say that I have.
First time for everything.
Right. So haven't done that. It is funny, though. I was thinking about it as I was hearing that. Just that is such a thing. And I know we've discussed this, the Friday weigh-in in the NFL.
Yeah.
Every team I was on always had 2 or 3 guys that was like, oh, gosh, I have to weigh in today. I have to weigh below 320 or I lose $15,000 or whatever it may be, right? So to see that stress, and I mean, I'm telling you, I saw every place I was at, including even coaching in New England. And when I was coaching in New England, it was Vince Wilfork. I used to walk in the locker room like early Friday morning, and he'd be in the sauna already trying to sweat off a few extra just so he didn't lose that money. He was not in a thong, though, and I would not have looked at him if he was in a thong. I wouldn't want to see that sight.
Yeah, in the sauna. That is a tough one. A lot going on in the NFL. You and I haven't been live since Wednesday.
Yeah.
So it does feel like our biggest gap, and those biggest gaps are over.
Yeah,
because this week we are live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah,
and it's only going to go up from there.
Football Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
We got Canton with NBC. We're doing the Cardinals-Panthers game, so that'll be awesome to talk about that on Friday a little bit. But, yeah, we're only just going to keep ramping this up. And you're right. It is that's a long stretch right there. But there's news. People are practicing. We've created our own news. We got a lot of stuff that I think the viewers will like today.
Yeah, after the news, we'll talk about quarterbacks that are in prove-it years, some veterans, some young guys trying to get that first mega payday, and how their environments are set up. And we've been promising this for a while. I'm glad we're finally going to do it today. We are going to blind rank the new NFL uniform.
I like it because I don't even know if I really know all of them off the top of my head, so I need to be refreshed on it a little bit here anyways.
The only 2 I've seen a lot of is the Bills, of course.
Yeah.
But I saw the Rams one recently.
The Rams one was
cool. I haven't seen a lot of, or I just haven't paid attention to.
I mean, we're not counting the Titans. Are we counting the Titans? Is that a new one?
We have 6, so it's a blind ranking, so we actually don't know on purpose.
Okay, all right.
So that'll be pretty sweet. We got some homie praise. Thank you, Zach Bednar, 4939. I hope Chris gets to see this. Been a homie since the BR days, and growing this show the way you plan to is going to showcase what makes you a special analyst. I know you love the primetime show, but as a fan, I'm very excited to see my favorite football education/entertainment show will continue and keep growing. You're awesome.
Wow, that's the nicest
That's a really nice note.
DM I've ever gotten in my life. I appreciate that, Zach. I really do. And, you're right. You're not wrong in that it hurt to be off the primetime show and all that. But this is, as I've told you before, this is really my love. I really love being here in the studio, discussing the whole league, being with Florio, discussing the whole league. That's my passion. So I'm glad that we will be able to grow this. And we're, like we've been telling everybody, during the season, it's going to be 5 days a week, and we're going to keep it coming with guests and everybody, and hopefully, grow the audience even more, Zach. We need your help there in that department, too.
Plenty of reactions to our best defensive tackle duos. A reminder, I went with Philadelphia, Seattle, and the Rams. You went with Philadelphia, Seattle, and New England.
Yes.
Forrest Tucker said, best duo, and I know you'll like this one, Chris, best duo will be the Titans. Jeffrey Simmons, who may be the best tackle in the league right now, and John Franklin Myers.
So I totally thought about this group here. The problem with this one here at Forrest Tucker 3632 is you're not wrong in that they're awesome. And Jeffrey Simmons is the best D tackle in football right now. But Jonathan Franklin Myers is doing a little different thing.
He's
playing defensive end, right?
That's why I view him as an edge player.
Exactly. That's what he's become.
I know he does both. But
right. Because early in his career, he might have been inside a little bit more, and people kind of just pegged him as that. And no, here in the last few years, he's been more of that edge guy. He's a strong side DN, crash in. He's going to be where the tight end is because he's bigger, and then he could take on the run game aspects a little bit better. Will there be plays where he goes in as the defensive tackle? Of course there is. But, yeah, he's not a true D tackle. When they play their base nickel defense, okay, to start the football game, he'll be at DN. Jermaine Phillips will be at the other DN. You're going to have Simmons on the inside, and then Jordan Elliott. right?
Right.
And I'm sure there'll be times where he moves inside too, but that's going to be their main starting four. So that's why we left him off. But, man, Jonathan Franklin Myers is awesome, and I think the people in the NFL and people like you and me know how awesome he is. The public, I think, is just kind of catching on here.
A favorite of Robert Saleh's. That's
Yeah.
why they went out and got him. Saleh, I know, used him on the end a lot with the Jets. Last year in Denver, I had to look this up because I was curious. He played more snaps at end. His defensive tackle snaps was about 100, and we'll go with 60.
This last year you're talking about?
Yeah, last year with Denver.
Yep.
His end snaps was hovering close to 400.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought.
So
they had two good D tackles out there. You know, they got our man, what the hell is his name? In Denver, I'm totally blanking on his name. Big white guy D tackle.
Oh, Zach Allen.
Zach Allen, thank you. Yes, just the obvious answer is the right answer sometimes. Just spit it out, somebody. And then, him with DJ Jones. Right. So that's where he played on the outside. But Jonathan Franklin Myers is like, everybody loves to have that kind of player right now because of what you talked about. He can kick inside. He can rush after the passer. Phenomenal. And he's really good at playing the run game. So he's got all these aspects with all these multiple defenses that really have great value to a football team.
So those answers kind of answer the next one, but pseudo-marquee. Titans not even being mentioned in the top 10 is insane. They have 2 of the top 5 pass rush win rate players with Simmons and JFM, and one is elite against the run while the other is very solid. No way the Rams and Ravens duo is better. Hopefully that answered it for us. I didn't even consider them because I just have it in my brain under Saleh how much edge JFM played.
Exactly.
To be fair to both of those comments, if you guys do count JFM in the D tackle group, they're 100% at the top of the conversation.
Yeah, they're
top
right.
5.
They're right up there. Yes, agreed. He mentioned the Rams. Your Rams duo was damn good. They are. The Ravens duo was one that made my list, but I don't know about Justin Madubuike yet.
It's
so
looking
you're waiting
positive
for that.
right
Exactly.
now.
It's all positive news, but I didn't want to rank them and then he's not actually playing. But they're another one that certainly is really good, and as always, we appreciate everyone and getting involved in these exercises.
Thomas Amenta said, I forgive Chris 2 things. Number 1, another stratosphere. There is only one stratosphere. It is above the troposphere and below the ionosphere, and no one wants to be in the ionosphere.
No.
Number 2, omitting Cam Hayward, still disruptive, still stops the run, 36 years old. As Tomlin said, old man strength.
He's damn good still. He is. It was a duo exercise, though. And so there's a lack of a Batman and Robin complex there with Cam Hayward.
Benton in that range
right.
yet? Maybe this year?
Maybe this could be the year he jumps on the scene. Exactly right. We'll see. He's got the potential to do that. And then I appreciate that. You're right. So I'll work on that. Another stratosphere. I got to come up with
I do
something.
that all the time.
All the time.
I say another stratosphere.
I'm explaining they're in another stratosphere and another planet. Like, that's what I really meant by that. I'll keep that in mind. But I do know about the upper troposphere. I do knew that one. The other one I wasn't too privy on. I didn't know that one. The ionosphere, that was a new one for me.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good place.
I missed that in science class.
I'll do my research after the show. Let's get into the NFL news, and we have to start with the injury front because that's how the summer goes, unfortunately. The Niners, Ricky Pearsall, he's going to miss the whole season with a knee injury.
It's crazy.
Wild. He will have follow-up surgery for a PCL injury that he suffered last season.
Yep.
We'll get into the Deebo Samuel of it all because he's now back with the Niners and said, I kind of felt like I didn't even go anywhere, to be honest. But Ricky Pearsall, just a weird timeline. He was hurt all the time last year. He's always been hurt. This injury was from last year.
Yeah. Got shot in the chest.
Right.
Arm,
well, that's
whatever.
a whole. Yes.
He's had it all going on since he's been there.
But shows up this year, and in a week, it's like, well,
I don't. This is one of my pet peeves in football. I don't understand this. I don't, and I have no inside info. I know everyone's going to be like, hey, wait, you talk to Kyle all the time. This is something I have not got into the weeds as far as the specifics of the subject,
well,
and I actually
haven't understand.
I haven't talked to Kyle actually in a few days, so I'm not privy to an update here. Well, all I can speak to is nothing's gone smooth for Ricky Pearsall. He was a controversial draft pick to begin with. Most people didn't think he deserved to be in the first round. I think you and I thought, hey, he's definitely a top 50 player in the draft.
Yeah.
But even you and I, we were like, oh, wow, he ended up in the first round. That was a surprise.
Yep.
There's no doubt about it. And yes, it hasn't worked out on the football field, but I don't understand how you do get to this point and go, wait, you were working out all spring and summer and it was totally good? That I don't understand that, but maybe it did get re-aggravated to a degree. I don't know the specifics there. But when I first saw the news of, he's dealing with the PCL stuff, I went, oh, man, all right, well, he's going to miss a few weeks. It's not going to be good.
Right.
And then when you heard about the gravity of the situation and that he's going to have to go to surgery, and then all of a sudden rumors started to come out that this could be season ending. I mean, I was wow. Like, wow. I mean, yeah, that's a big blow to their football team. Their wide receiver positions, to me, dicey.
Oh, yeah.
It's
old.
It's old. It's a little beat
really
up and
old.
crickety.
Yeah.
Okay? Just to have a lack of a better phrase for it. So the 49ers, I just look at it and go, wait, okay, they got Mike Evans. We know, legend, Hall of Famer, great. That's all. But, I mean, he missed games last year, a lot of them. And he missed a few the year before. And he's having to always kind of manage a hamstring issue. And he's getting older. So I don't know that's dicey. Would I be shocked? Would you be shocked if Mike Evans missed 6 or 7 games again this year?
I mean, you'd probably bake in at least 3.
At least 3.
Yeah.
At least. That's the floor. Exactly right. Deebo Samuel, as I said to Florio today, I mean, no receiver's been through more car crashes in football through their career than Deebo Samuel. So his health is dicey. Christian Kirk, we saw last year, was in and out of the lineup for the Houston Texans. So you got to worry about that. And then even when he was in the lineup, he wasn't 100% all the time. And so it's just fickle is what I guess I'm saying with where their wide receiver group is. I mean, you're Mike Evans, it's week 3. I got a hamstring. Ooh, it's a little tight. Oh, wait, it's week 4. Mike Evans is still out. Oh, Deebo Samuel got a wide receiver screen and thought he was, Night Train Lane, and he lowered his shoulder. Now his shoulder's banged up. He's missing 3 weeks, right? So all of that is just you look at it and then you go, oh, man, then it's going to be on Deshaun Stribling. They're top of the second round draft
That's
pick.
a lot to ask.
That's a lot to ask. Exactly right.
It screams to me a lot of DeMarcus Robinson this year.
I mean, he's going to be a mainstay for sure. But I think what screams to me right now with more than anything is the 49ers are dicey. I'm shocked at how much I hear right now, 49ers Super Bowl team, 49ers Super Bowl team. I'm sorry. I know I'll be rooting for him. He's my best buddy. But I do not look at the 49ers as a Super Bowl team. Playoffs, sure. Super Bowl, no. They got to prove that to me a little bit. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is on the downslope. I mean, there's no other way to say it. He averaged 3.9 yards per carry last year. He lost a step. George Kittle is not going to be 100% to start the year.
No.
Their offensive line has not been as dominant. We talked about the wide receiver things. Nick Bosa never stays healthy. Mykel Williams, their first-round pick from 2 years ago, he's had health issues. And so Dre Greenlaw back in the fold, but he's been in and out of lineups the last few years. Fred Warner's recovering from an injury. So there's a part of me, and then you couple that with the Shanahan injury and all that and go, damn, they're dealing with a lot. They're dealing with a lot out there in San Francisco, and this certainly does not make it any easier.
I know we're sitting here talking about they're so old at wide receiver and will probably get hurt, so it sounds weird to ask this.
Yeah, I know.
But are they a team that at
Yes.
some point you're going to have to call Keenan Allen or Steph Diggs?
I wouldn't be surprised by that.
It's not helping the youth movement.
But I could see the Steph Diggs thing for sure. So, yes, maybe that. And I think they're going to be a team that's going to be hot on everybody's roster at the end of training camp. Right? That's, to me, the where they're going to be. Who's got a good 3 or 4 that might, because of their roster or whatever, and they got to keep an extra lineman or an extra defensive lineman, that one of these receivers is going to be expendable, that they're going to go, we don't really want to cut him, but we got to cut him. You know what I mean? And so they're going to be, all systems go, radar on for that type of guy, I would imagine, as we get through training camp here.
Here's a total, and you could do a million of these, but what if the Ravens are in a situation that Elijah Surratt and Jacoby Lane look awesome and Devontae Walker takes a step and you have Zay Flowers there? Do you call about Rashad Bateman?
That's
throwing
what I'm saying.
Things out there.
But like that. That's what you're exactly right.
Where it's like, they drafted replacements and they're going to be ready enough. They're going to be on the trading block. This happens at the end of rosters every year.
Always. It's one of the keys to successful football teams is being able to, when I worked in New England and we would go through things in the front office there, we were on list. I was in charge of teams of who do we think players might not make the cut there.
Right, like the 54th
Who's
guy.
the guys,
Yeah.
right? Let's start making a few tapes of film because we don't think he's going to make the team. So Bill and Nick Caserio could okay, teams are making cuts. Oh, he did come loose. We can have a tape ready for him to go, wait, which receiver did we want here? Who is it going to be? So that's one of the keys to running a successful organization there. So, yeah, this is going to be big for the 49ers.
Who do you think leads catches for this team this year? Last year it was Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
He had 102.
Uh-huh.
Actually, nobody was even close because it was Kittle at 57 and Juwan Jennings at 55. I mean, CMC has to almost be the runaway favorite.
I almost feel like I want to say when you said that, I was just like, I feel like it's going to be him again.
Yeah.
Especially with George Kittle and like where that is. Christian Kirk and Evans, I don't look at as a guy that's going to be 90 catches. No. Evans is more the guy that's going to be hopefully 60 to 70 with 1,100 yards. And, yeah, he makes a lot of big plays. So that's where. But, no, I think I'm with you. If I had to put money on it right now, I think I would still go with Christian McCaffrey.
You think Deebo has anything left in the tank for this team? Sneaky 72 catches last year.
Yeah, I know, to a degree.
Yeah.
To a degree. Now, like, Shanahan knows how to get people open. He knows how to make game plans to get people the ball. It's not about, like, that'll happen. Can he do something special after the catch anymore? I think that's the thing that we're worried about with Deebo. Where, like, 2 years ago when the Niners were in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, it was like, or 3 years ago, it was the big question was Deebo can't run away from some of these guys in man-to-man coverage. So, yeah, you can finagle a few catches for him here and there, okay? But we've seen even in Washington where, yeah, okay, there's some good, but he's not running by anybody deep downfield. He was screens, slants over the middle, stuff like that where he's dependable, he's tough as hell, and, yeah, he'll have a role in that. But is it going to be special? I have a hard time believing that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. This is an old group. We know the coach can make it work, but this is a team that it feels like they wanted to make a lot of moves at wide receiver going into this offseason, and we're already asking questions before the first preseason game was played.
Yeah, make it work is cool, but make it work doesn't get you to the Super Bowl, right?
No.
That's what I mean.
Look at the NFL right now.
No, exactly right. The teams that are getting where they want to go have big-time playmakers.
Look at what New England just did.
Exactly.
They told you our receivers weren't good enough to win the Super Bowl.
Exactly right. We need a guy that can go 60 yards and take pressure off the team every now and then. And the other team in the AFC Championship, they said the same thing. The Denver Broncos, they went, you know what, it's too hard to drive 12 plays every damn series. We got to get someone that, Jalen Waddle, he's available. We can give him a reverse or a screen, and he can go 60 yards in one play and make it all easy. That's what I worry about with the 49ers. And that's where the Mike Evans thing is interesting because he's a big play down the field type receiver. That's not the MO of Brock Purdy.
No.
Right? It doesn't match up. And we talked about it at the time. A lot of people in the NFL reached out to me and going, man, Mike Evans and Brock Purdy, that doesn't make sense. No, I think you'll see Mike Evans over the middle a lot more than you have in most of his career. But, yeah, these are the kind of questions I certainly have about the 49ers.
I think another trickle effect of this, too, is fair or not, it'll only put more of the spotlight on if they were right about Stribling.
Yes.
Because they took him earlier than the general public expected.
Totally.
And now, once again, fair or not, he needs to at least contribute something this year.
Well, yes. And then on the heels of a guy with Ricky Pearsall who has yet to really contribute something, that's just going to turn up the temperature on that whole conversation there, to your point. No doubt about it, Connor.
All right, more news. Jadeveon Clowney back to the Texans. What a road it's been for Jadeveon Clowney. He had this to say to the Houston Chronicle. I've grown up and learned the game a lot more since leaving. I feel like I can help the younger guys. I've learned how to lead and what it takes to get to a Super Bowl. I feel like I can help this team. It was a really easy decision. It wasn't about the money. Of course, the one conference championship he played in was with the 2023 Ravens.
Yeah, he's, a hell of a football player. A way better football player than he's ever gotten credit for because he doesn't have a ton of sacks, and people like to see that number next to somebody's name. But he was an ultimate the-play-up guy going back to our days back in Bleacher Report.
Yep.
And his physicality and attitude fits perfectly with the Houston Texans. Yeah, he started here. It's the perfect situation for him. He's not going to be a starter. He's just going to be a part of the rotation. Come in, be crazy for a few plays, be physical so Danielle Hunter can have a break or Will Anderson, and that's where it's perfect. So very cool to see. I root for Jadeveon Clowney. He did not get a fair shake. I always feel bad for him, one, because of the injury, and then two, like we've talked about, he's way better than he ever gave credit for. He was one of the original the play-up guys. Him and Michael Bennett were the two guys where I started to go, wait, nobody can block them. Like, I don't care that they're not getting sacks. Like, they're at the precipice of every disaster play that goes on for the other team's offense. It always starts with, oh, Michael Bennett blew through the line, or Jadeveon Clowney messed somebody up big time and got in the backfield and created chaos. And good to see him. And yeah, it's not about the money for him now. He's just he wants a Super Bowl and end his career on a high note. And he's got a chance to do that in Houston.
It's almost the curse of being the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
If you're not great, everybody thinks you're not good.
Exactly.
This happened for a little while with Trayvon Walker, who's a really good player. Trayvon Walker, nobody ever talks about him as the top 5 pass rusher in the NFL, and nobody ever will. But Trayvon Walker's a good player.
Like, phenomenal.
Right. Probably better than good.
Exactly.
There's a lot. It's weird the guys
Mario
like this.
Williams with Houston.
Mario Williams had that, and then he was great. You're right. There are a couple guys like this where, like, the quarterbacks are Alex Smith and Jared Goff.
Yes. Like, number 1 picks, they've had a great career, but for a number 1 pick, we expect more. We expect Peyton Manning and Super Bowls and MVPs and all of that. Yeah, so you're right. There is that. There's a lot of those top 2, top 3 picks where you go, okay, maybe he didn't live up to that building, but he was still an awesome football player, and we don't quite give him the credit because he didn't live up to that superstar first pick of the draft mantra there.
Jadeveon Clowney, a well-traveled man.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
So we have a pop quiz,
Yeah.
and I did not look this up before.
Good.
The question is from Pete.
Yeah.
What are the 7 teams he's played for? So we know 2 off the bat. We already said the Texans he's returning to, and he played for the Ravens.
Yeah, I don't even know this either. So this is going to be fun to do right off the top of my head. And this is called Pop Quiz Asshole. Okay, Pop Quiz
make
Asshole.
Us look stupid.
But you don't know. You again I'm showing my age, and Pete dumb a little lighter. So we're showing we're old. But when I said that on text the other day, you were like, I don't even get what that means, but that was from the movie Speed with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, yeah, I was like, no shot.
Yeah, I know. I have not seen that, right. And that's where
I think I was 2 years old when it came out, something like that.
Just another box check to go, oh, yeah, I am going to be 46 years old, and I'm dating movies back to when you were a child.
Crickety?
Crickety, yeah, I think I said
somebody in the chat was like, it's creaky, I think.
I think it is. You're right. It definitely is.
So, Ravens-Texans.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of easy ones. Dallas comes to mind right away. Panthers.
Carolina Panthers.
Browns.
Now,
this is
Seattle,
right?
That's 6.
I don't remember the 7th.
Hold on, yeah, he Pete's right. He hurt Carson Wentz in that wild card game. But wait, hold on a second here. Who are we missing? Oh, did he play for the Tennessee Titans one year?
There it is. Nicely done. Well-traveled fella, Jadeveon Clowney.
You don't hear that much either with a number 1 pick of the draft, right?
That's another thing, too, is that when a guy is on the move all the time like that, it often kind of has a connotation of like, well, is he really that
good? Yeah.
Really that good?
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks is a weird one like that.
Yeah, he is.
Brandon Cooks was a first-rounder.
Yep.
Nobody would ever call Brandon Cooks a bust.
Nope.
But it was like every other year he was being traded.
New team. Wait, the Saints don't like him? Wait, the Rams don't like him? Wait, the Patriots don't like him? What the hell's going on here?
But always traded for a good return.
Good return, and always produced everywhere he went.
That's right. Even like with the Bills, it was like, that's Brandon Cooks.
I know.
What are we doing here?
I know.
There are a lot of weird players like that. Maybe that'll be a summer pod one year. We just talk about weird NFL careers.
Yeah.
Here's the bonus question.
Okay.
How many double-digit sack seasons does Jadeveon Clowney have?
Oh, I'm going to say only 1.
I was going to say it's one. It's got to be 1 or 0.
Yeah. Oh, and it is 0. So he had 9 plus sacks 4 times. So he got to 9.5 sacks.
He's the king of it.
And he never got to 10. That's incredible. Holy crap. I did not know that. So 9.5 twice, 9 twice, 4 different times there. And never got to double digits. That's crazy.
Do you think teams use that as a bar? Like an old GM would be like, he never gets to double-digit sacks. And then the agent's got to be like, he gets to 9 every time. Yeah. Like, that's a tough negotiation.
It is. It gets
really
all
unfair
against him. And the worst thing that always gets used against him, more than anything, is his knee. Yeah. That's what changed him as a pass rusher. Because of a bad playing surface in Houston, he stepped on an uneven part of the field, right? And he's had a degenerative knee ever since that and been unable to kind of bend around the corner. And that really changed him as a pass rush specialist there.
Biggest impact this year with the 3, we'll add 1 here. Jadeveon Clowney, who still definitely has something left in the tank. Deebo Samuel, who was productive, if not spectacular, though, last year.
Yeah.
And then a guy we talked about recently that we were surprised he was out there despite the numbers being high, the play just being okay. Devin White, now with the Lions.
There's a part of me that almost wants to go with him.
Clowney's the best player.
Clowney's the best player still.
I actually don't think it's particularly close.
Yeah, you think of him?
You look on paper at what Deebo is, but you got to remember you brought up the offense. Devin White is the king of it looks great on paper. It's never really great on film lately.
No.
Clowney's the total opposite.
Clowney's the total
never
opposite.
great on paper, but he's a good player.
The only thing I worry about with Clowney is just the amount of snaps and opportunities he gets. Where I go Devin White, there's parts of me where I go, I could end up seeing maybe he's going to be on the field more than we think here. That's I guess what went through my mind. There might be more opportunities for him.
But does that help Clowney? With the guys he's playing with in the defense?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Clowney.
He's the third edge on a team with in your words, a Super Bowl defense.
A Super Bowl defense.
I think
he gets to come in, be fresh as hell, and go crazy for 6-7 plays, and then gets to rest for another 10 or 12. Yeah, I would say it's going to be Clowney as well.
All right, some extension news, more positive front. Chris Olave agrees to a 4-year extension with the Saints, reportedly up to $132 million. $31 million per year puts him 9th in the NFL, right behind A.J. Brown, who's at 32, right ahead of Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's at 30. So now they spend a big draft pick on Jordan Tyson, and they pay up big to keep a guy that, when healthy, Chris Olave is a hell of a player.
He can be scary.
But we know the concussions have been a reoccurring theme a little bit.
Totally. I mean, he's rare in that he's a big playmaker. And so guys like that can take the top off a defense or, scare the hell out of you because they can go for a 70-yard bomb, they're special. And within that, I mean, $30 million, sure, you're a number one, or you're maybe a really good number two.
Right.
It could be either way here. I do think when it's all said and done, if Jordan Tyson can stay healthy, he'll be the meat and potatoes number one guy, and Olave will be the number two guy. Right? That's what I expect it to be. But, yeah, you don't let guys like Chris Olave out the door. You don't. It's just there's just so few of them in the NFL. These elite playmaking type. Yeah, there's that injury risk. There's no doubt about that. I worried about it forever. But, we're seeing, big plays. He's starting to show himself a little bit more in the intermediate pass game. I feel like the last few years, what was he last year? 110 catches, 111 catches? I think that to me is one of the exciting things about Olave. 100.
He looked great with Chuck.
Yes.
That kind of stands out
exactly.
to me.
So he had 100 receptions there, 11.6 yards per carry. Olave's a damn good football player. He's scary. And like you said, they got a nice little young nucleus there with Shuck and some of these other guys right now to build something going in the future.
And the thing is, when you look at a guy come in at 9th, I mean, he's going to be bumped out of the top 10 receiver contracts when you blink.
Quickly.
When you blink.
He'll be
George Pickens is up.
Exactly.
I mean, we could go down the list of a bunch of guys that are going to have to get paid.
By next offseason, he's going to be 18th.
Right.
Maybe 19th. It'll be something like that. So that's where you look at it. But, man, the Saints, though, when you look at them, if Shuck improves like we expect, all the first-round picks they got on that damn offensive line, got a pretty good tight end. Those two receivers stay healthy.
Paid a running back.
You got a running back, right. You go, that offense, they could be scary this year, second year. Right there with Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited. Their defense is what I question in New Orleans.
When they already lost Brzee.
They lost Brzee, and is there just enough difference makers, right? That's what I worry about. There's a lot of solid. Solid gets you to the 20th ranked defense in football. You need to have some guys, some Jimmies and Joes that can make some plays. That's what I question about the Saints more than anything.
When we preview that division, it's the one I think I change my thoughts on it every 3 days.
It's a tough division.
Like keeping up with the news, because the Bucs have been in the news, the Panthers have been in the news, now the Saints. And I'm like, man, I don't know who I really like in that division.
I don't know either. And I'll tell you this, too. It's an iffy division. And honestly, even though it's up for grabs, I still think of it right now as one of the lesser divisions in the sport. Right?
I mean, they have to shake that reputation. Everybody in the NFL is thinking it. Every time we get to Week 16, they're like, well, who's going to play that division winner?
Yes,
and
exactly.
they might limp in. Like last year, they really limped in.
We've had a little run of the NFC South of not being real dominant in any way. Because we saw Breeze and the Saints and Brady and the Bucs there.
Yeah.
That was when the last time maybe the South, they were like, all right, yeah, there's definitely two good teams there. These last few years, I don't know how I feel about any of them. And it does seem up for grabs. And it is going to be one of those where you're right. When we have to pick our playoff teams and do all that.
I'm stuck on it.
The NFC South is going to be a tough one to pick.
But I'm with you. I'm excited to watch the Saints offense this year. All right, more positive injury news. The Packers activated Tucker Kraft from the PUP list. Of course, he tore his ACL in early November last season. Final year of his rookie contract, just a $3.9 million cap hit. He had this to say: "I'm practicing without a new contract. I understand other people's worries in that facet. However, I'm just worried about getting back to who I was pre-injury."
Yeah, that's what he's worried about. I understand that. I mean, he wants to be able to push off, cut full speed, run full speed. It was unfortunate. Tucker Kraft, as you heard me say before, and this is still, I think, going to happen. But Tucker Kraft, if he stays healthy last year, he's already paid in the highest paid tight end in history of football. I think it still will happen here. But they probably just want to see him get healthy, get going here before they just throw the money. But I wouldn't be shocked if we got to the end of training camp or got a few weeks into the season where they started to go, okay, yep, he turned the corner. Oh, he's definitely one of our go-to targets on the offensive side of the ball. He's looking like the Tucker Kraft we expected, and he gets something like $21 million a year, something like that. He's next. As we always talk about, there's some that deserve to be next. There's some deserve to be in the class of next.
Right. He
He is one that I look at to go, no. If he's the highest paid guy in the sport, I have no problem with that. He is worthy of that connotation there.
will be most likely the first $20 million tight end.
I would think so, right?
Yeah,
We got
Kittle's
at
at
the top.
19.1.
Yeah.
McBride's at 19.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts now at 17.6.
Hey, the fact that they got McBride at 19.
Good business.
And he's in the prime of his career. Yeah, that is crazy that they got him for that. He should be, at this point of his career, being in his prime, only ascending upwards. Kittle going in the opposite direction. He should be the highest paid guy at the tight end position in the NFL.
What's crazy, blink and in 2 years, we're going to have a handful of $20 million tight ends.
Definitely.
Because Loveland and Warren are every bit on that
Exactly
pathway.
right.
Kraft is awesome.
Brock Bowers.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Bowers.
That's right. No,
Bowers is going to do the
gonna
argument
see
like,
mid-20s.
I'm a $30 million receiver. And you know
Right.
what? I'll stand by it.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're going to take our first break. When we're back, more contract talk. We know Baker Mayfield wants a new one. What other quarterbacks are going into a prove-it year? We discuss right after this.
He gave me a little bit of insight. But we were up against it. Andrew Berry was next, so I had to give him up to Andrews. So there was some back and forth as to being around Shador in terms of how he processes personality-wise, and I think competitive-wise. He got into it at the end, in terms of what makes him tick, that he's been around, which was good. It was all great. But we've seen that. Most of what he said, we've been able to see. Now, we haven't gotten the games yet. That's a lot different animal. But at this point, what he talked about, I would have said, no, that's how I've seen it.
That was Browns head coach Todd Monken on his meeting with Deion Sanders. I think you're the perfect person to ask this about.
Yeah, you're right.
Grew up with a very famous, successful dad in the NFL.
Yeah.
You had a lot of eyeballs on you when you were a quarterback, #1 recruit in the country, obviously where you went to school and then drafted in the NFL, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
How do you feel about this whole thing?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Like, where's the line of?
Yeah.
Because you've told me before when I was in high school, my dad made me call the college coaches.
Yeah.
Like it felt like, and correct me if I'm wrong.
My dad would watch practice from 800 yards away.
That's what I was trying to get
He'd be
to.
like, is that my dad over there behind the tree on top of the hill?
Very
through
different
the river
approach.
and woods.
I'm not saying one's wrong or right.
No.
Because I can't speak to that.
Right.
But like, what is your thought of if this was you instead of how kind of the pathway
Well,
went?
you know, my dad's old school. He's from Kentucky. Right, they just don't get involved in other people's business.
Right.
He's from school of Bill Parcells, which is like, shut the F up and let the coaches coach, right?
Yeah.
And let them do it. When he would come to my practices, whether I was a starting quarterback or not, like John Gruden was cool. He'd always be like, "Hey, does your dad want to come out in the field and do that?" But my dad would be like, "No, no way. I'll be with the rest of the parents in the parents' tent," and that's what he did. He didn't want to be given a special red carpet. And I think more because of what he thought it might do to me in the locker room. So it's a lot of talk about this. And the first thing I'll say is, hey, one, it's father and son. And Deion's got to coach his own football team. It's one of the last chances he's going to get to see his son all year. So I love that. You want to go there, be with your little boy and be around him and, give him your 2 cents and see how practice is going. So, that's awesome. Now, I will say, I don't think what Todd Monken comes off saying there, no, I don't think that's the greatest look in the world. I don't, okay? One, it makes it sound, first off, I thought when he's like, yeah, he gave us a little bit of insight, which is like, no, he didn't give us anything.
Right.
That's what that is.
The old raise your voice thing.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But then the rest of it, it's going to come off with certain people. It came off this way to me. It's going to come off in the locker room. Oh, Deion's trying to tell the coaches how his son is, to tell them how to coach him and do that. And that's where I don't think it's the best look. Hey, let me tell you how my son gets motivated and works and do that. Like that, those are normal things that, that don't go down with head coaches a whole lot.
I mean, this is
and
the
I bet
NFL.
you if some of Deion's parents on his team came up and said that to him, hey, Deion, let me just tell you how my cornerback son works over here, and let me tell you how to motivate him and do it. I bet you he wouldn't be like, oh, sure, yeah, definitely come in. Hey, when's the next father coming in to tell me about how to do that? So that's where it's not the best look in the world, all right? And it doesn't come off good, and it doesn't come off good to people who are paying attention to the sport. Now, Deion, I don't think gives a damn what any of us think anyways, but that's going to lead to more fuel on the fire around the conversation with Shedeur and Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a rookie anymore, and we know this battle is being covered, as it should be, very in-depth.
Yes.
So I found it interesting, and I thought Monken, you're right, there was some cues there.
Totally.
Definitely some cues there. So we'll keep an eye on what's going on with the Browns,
we
of
will.
course, all summer. Mike McCarthy wants Aaron Rodgers to play in the first 2 preseason games.
I know.
This was actually a quote from Rodgers. He said, Mike McCarthy wants me out there, 30 or 40 plays. I said, Mike, if you want me to play, I'll play. I'm not saying I want to do it, but if he wants me to, I will. That's not really a ringing endorsement.
No, it's
Rodgers' last 2 preseason games came in 2018, of course. That was McCarthy's last with Green Bay, and then against the Giants when he was on the Jets in 2023, where he had the series that he went down the field.
Yeah, and I don't think he was even thrilled about that, too. I feel like I remember a little talk at the time when Saleh said he was going to play. I was like, yeah, I guess I'm going to have to play, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I think it's a good thing. I do. You got a new team, a new coach, right? Get some of the kinks out right now. Get out there, play a little bit. I know you're Aaron Rodgers, and it's like riding a bike to a degree. But I think you got a new coach that's trying to instill a new toughness with the football team. He's gonna make everybody go out there and learn from their mistakes a little bit. So those are always great coaching points. Let your quarterback get out there, get the camaraderie, get in the battlefield with your guys. I'm always a proponent of playing. I don't give a damn how old you are, how good you are, right? We saw Tom Brady play in the preseason at the end of his career, a decent amount. So, yeah, I like it. It is crazy, though, when I saw it, because I was just like, man, Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't play much in the preseason. You just said it. That's 2 times in the last 8 years. He played in 2 games.
That's crazy.
Right. And then even before in 18, I feel like it was limited in some of those years. So we'll see where this goes. Pittsburgh, to me, is one of the more interesting teams in football as far as, like, it could go either way. I feel like.
Or
with
what
their
if it
team.
just goes down the exact path it goes down every year?
Or
for
it
them?
goes 9-8, or I know.
8, 9 wins.
I
bounce in the playoffs. Fan base pissed as hell.
I hear you. I'm so sick of that Steeler team. I can't take it.
Right, like I think the Steeler fans too are even kind of like, man, we want something new to try to get us over the hump. And maybe they do this year. We'll see. But you're right. They're interesting in a way that, are they going to be interesting? Or are they going to be
that's
what
it. Or
happens
what we,
all the time?
Yeah, kind of just meh. Right.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. All right, speaking of quarterbacks, let's get into the prove-it years. Of course, we've heard a lot from Baker Mayfield now, who feels disrespected by how contract talks went with the Bucs. Take a listen to this.
I wanted the deal done and set the deadline and told them it was going to be all ball after that, and I did mean that. And I don't know if they thought I was just going to take some of the offers that they gave, but I'm at the point of my career and understanding what I've brought to this franchise. One, I'm very, very thankful for the chance they gave me. Do not get me wrong on that. But I've also I really know what I've brought to this franchise, leadership-wise, and even play-wise. It's been some of the best years of my career, and I think it's only going to trend upwards, just being comfortable and feeling that. So disappointing in that regard to not have, to feel disrespected a little bit. And that's really the disappointing part, to feel undervalued after, thinking you've earned it.
I saw a lot of negative reactions to this.
Yeah, like
but
why?
One thing I'll say is and that I respect the hell out of for Baker Mayfield, like he just says exactly how it is up there. It's never scripted. It's never, oh, this is a good time for me to be honest with the media, and this is a good time for me to shut up.
Right.
He's just the same guy every time.
No, I agree. I saw some of that backlash too, and I'm like, what's wrong with what he said here? This is where sometimes put this in the category of like you just can't win sometimes as a player. You can't. Oh, wait, he's putting away all contract stuff and he's not going to hold out and ask for more money and saying he just wants to focus on the thing that everybody wants him to focus on, and that's an issue? I mean, come on. If it was the other way around, can he just focus on playing? I mean, he's worried about his contract. It's like you can't win. So, yeah, he gave you an honest answer. He doesn't want to deal with that bullshit during training camp. He doesn't want to be going. He wants to be able to go home, look at his playbook, think about football, not, on the way home. Wait, my agent's calling. Hold on. The GM's on the other line.
Right.
Hold on.
Every presser, you're asked about
exactly
it.
Right.
Every single one.
You're getting into week 2 of the season now, and it's like, oh, it's almost done, but not quite yet. And now you're getting ready to play, a division rival, and your agent's calling to go, hey, they upped this, but they took this away in the contract. So,
exhausting.
Yeah, he just wants to play ball. And he feels a little disrespected, and that's unfortunate. And I'm surprised. I really thought this would get done. I really did. But they obviously gave him an offer that couldn't even him go, oh, it's close. So, yeah, we'll keep this going just for a few days so we can nail it home. It sounds like it was far enough away to where he said, nope, screw you. We'll see you after the season.
It's a dangerous game.
Yeah.
I know they have the franchise tag in their pocket, which only solves so much. But a motivated Baker, and he doesn't need motivation through stuff like this, but if Baker plays well this year, this becomes even more convoluted.
Yes.
Because then if he plays well, the combo becomes, well, now he wants top 3 to 5 money.
Exactly. That's what you're in danger of here.
But to defend the Bucs a little bit, they are in a weird spot with it because I think they're worried about his body.
Yes.
More than the person or the player.
Sure.
And when teams worry about that, sometimes it's hard for fan bases to see that. So I think it's just a very, very tricky, true stare down.
It is. So it's finding that sweet spot. How many years? Yes, he's a smaller quarterback who has been banged up, but he plays on the edge.
Yeah.
And so you want to
makes him
find
good.
that spot there. And I know people look at it and go, well, what's the difference between 54 and 48 millions? Well, it's a lot to a team and it's a lot to a player. And, that's usually the kind of numbers they're probably fighting over right now. Low 50s, high 40s, guarantees, right? How much of a signing bonus, all that, and he didn't like it, so he's moving on.
All right, we've talked a lot about Baker. Let's get into the other quarterbacks. And on a scale of 1 to 10, Chris, we're going to rank how much they're set up for success. These are the quarterbacks that a lot is on the line this year for different reasons. Mm-hmm. One of the most interesting ones right out of the gate has to be Bryce Young.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and we're saying 10's like the setup for ultimate success here.
They should, by the end of the year, look back at it and be like, well, he proved he's the guy because the environment set him up to be and everything's looking right. I think with Bryce Young and the Panthers, this is at least a 7.
It's 7 or 8. I was going to go 8. I'm with you. What else can they do anymore?
Right.
I don't want to hear it anymore. We got lots of receivers. We got all of that. We got a phenomenal offensive line. They run the ball. You got a offensive quarterback guru type of head coach. So, yeah, I think,
I'll go to an 8.
You'll go to an 8.
I look at the roster and I'm
join
just
you
like,
in 8th, Bill.
I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
And,
I
and I
agree.
hope Bryce has a great year.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't do if this, like all that's done. The Panthers should be good this year.
100%.
They've worked really hard to build a good team.
They have propped him up and done everything to prop him up. Now it's his turn to give back and carry the team a little bit on his back from time to time.
CJ Stroud?
That's an interesting one.
I know.
Yeah. It's like of course the team is damn good. The defense is damn good. The offense has the potential to be damn good, right? It's second year in the system. So I don't want to go 8 with Bryce Young because I can't sit here and quite look at it to go.
You mean Stroud?
I mean, Stroud, yeah, but I can't, with Stroud, I can't quite look at it and go, oh, he's getting supported like Bryce Young, right? That's what I meant to say, where it's just like, oh, yeah, there's some unproven commodity still on the Houston offense. So with that, I think I'll go, I'm going to say a 7 here.
Okay.
All right? David Montgomery, they get him. He's proven commodity. We know that. Offensive line, they made adjustments to make it better. But, again, I want to see it a little bit.
Right, it's got to gel together.
It's got to gel. We got receivers that I love Nico Collins.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I love him. That's just that Jalen Noel, Jaden Higgins, what will they be, right? I think they're hell of a football players. We both did coming out in the draft.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm expecting them to take that jump. It's a little more unproven, I guess, than I can't say the O-line's as good as Carolina. No. I can't say the receiving core as a whole, it's close, but I would still probably give the edge to Carolina in that department. And then, of course, the offensive play caller thing is another part of that where I'd give the edge to Carolina. So, yeah, that's where I'll go 7 for C.J. Stroud. I was going to say 6.5, but I'll make it a round number.
I'm going to go with a 6 because I just don't know if they can run the ball yet.
Yeah.
And that matters so much for a young quarterback. And I'm not making excuses for Stroud. He's got to hit the throws that we know he can make, and he missed a lot of them last year.
Totally.
But just on the environment alone, I like the receivers. The offensive line has a good ceiling, but like Chris said, it has to gel together. But
he's taking a lot of flack for this.
I know he's getting. It's so funny.
Duck walk, waddle. New haircut.
Long shorts.
Doesn't look like he has any muscle at all. Big white tee. So, yeah, it's for the Instagram meatheads out there in the world. It does not look like a top-tier athlete of the world. I understand that.
That was the style in high school in, 2007.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Long shorts. Remember, all the tees were long and baggy.
You don't tell me.
But it's funny to me. It goes back to your point about how some guys just can't win. When Stroud was doing podcasts and he was dressing a different way and he was more vocal, people killed him for that.
I know.
And now he looks like he couldn't give less of a you-know-what about what clothes he walks in with.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just all about ball this year, and everybody makes fun of him for that.
I'll be shocked if he doesn't bounce back, okay? I will be shocked. I expect that. But you know what? Some of that stuff and what he did and telling Caleb Williams how to play quarterback after the game and all that. See, that's where getting yourself boisterous, you become a meme a little bit. You put yourself out there and you've opened yourself up for, you think you're that special, and as soon as you fall down, we know we're in a world where people crap on you. They go, yeah, you thought you were special, huh? You're ranking all the quarterbacks in the NFL after your first year in the NFL, and that rubbed people the wrong way, and so people are jumping on him now a little bit.
All right, a couple quicker ones here. Kyler Murray, Chris, I'm going to go with a 9.
Yeah.
I can't find a lot of excuses for Kyler Murray to not have a good year.
It's incredible support system. They are great at pass protection. You got Kevin O'Connell.
He picked to go here.
And you got those damn receivers and that tight end. Agreed. I mean, it's as good of a support system as you're going to get for a quarterback right now. Yeah, so I'll second you with that 9. I'm not going to give anybody a 10. I mean, a 9.
An interesting one, Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Feels like he upgraded from what he was in last year, but how much?
Yeah, I think that's the big question. Now, let me just show you this. I mean, first thing is he's got a guy coaching him on the quarterback as a quarterback coach where I go, well, this boosts his stock in a big way, right? I don't know. We got that video, Pete?
Oh, yeah.
All right. But here you go. Here's my brother. My brother's been, I don't know if you're happy about this. We're not trying to sabotage the Jets, okay?
I love
We're
this.
trying to help him out. But, yeah, my brother's been working with the Jets quarterback. He was doing that really the week leading up to the training camp for the New York Jets, and there they are. This is my high school, my little league rec field they're on right here. This is right through the woods from where my mom and dad actually live right now to this day.
Bet it wasn't turf when you played on it.
You're damn right it wasn't turf, right? So, but yeah, there you see Cade Klubnik, Geno Smith, all of them going through it. And, I'll say it. I mean, my brother, he knows how to teach people how to throw a football. He does. My brother, I would say, is as good a quarterback coach as there is in the country when it comes to mechanics and throwing the football. And then, of course, my brother could really throw the football, too. And that's what, I know there's some people, and I see some comments like, oh, gosh, what's Matt Simms know about playing quarterback? He knows a lot.
Thing or two, yeah.
He's obsessed with it. And here's Michael Vick. He'll tell you something about my brother here right now.
This dude had the strongest arm of any quarterback I ever played with.
And I mean, like,
I always say that.
you did. I didn't know where I was throwing it, but like I could throw it hard.
But it ended up in the right place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes enough to be there.
Right.
Pretty nice praise.
Yeah.
There
Well,
from
my
Matt
brother,
Simms.
I'm no joke. He could throw it about as hard as anybody you can ever imagine. His arm was like that.
I remember watching him in
Yeah.
many Jets preseason.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a lot of Jets fans that would be like, hey, what's going on here?
Oh,
like, where
I know.
did he come from?
Well, I think
Yeah.
he got let go because it was a little bit of a threat to the Geno development because he was so physically gifted throwing the football. I think there were some other people in the organization going like, this isn't helping. Like, when he gets in there and he's doing great, Geno's trying to learn football, all of that. Geno's the man. I'm going to say, though, with Geno's all-around help, I mean, I love that they got Frank Reich. We know offensive line's got a chance here.
A lot of picks
You got a
invested
running
in it.
back. You got a big-time receiver. You got two other receivers that you go, we don't know about. I'm going to say 7.5 for Geno.
Yeah, I think I'm right with you there.
Right there?
I'll bump it to
You
an
go an
8.
8? You go up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the tackles a lot.
Totally.
We'll see if the reason I don't go any higher, I don't know what Reich has left in the tank.
Yeah.
I hope something.
Yeah.
But the Jets have a lot of problems. Skill talent this year is not one of them. I'm going to be at
it's
Jets
not.
camp tomorrow, so
All right.
Wednesday I'll tell you what I
That'll
see.
be interested. And
But-
Geno is going to fit the Frank Reich system. He likes to be aggressive and throw the ball down the field. And I can tell you, Geno can throw the ball down the field. I'm excited for his chance here with the New York Jets, or his second chance with the New York Jets.
All right, we're going to take our last break. When we're back, we are finally blind ranking the new NFL uniforms.
And stop hating on the jerseys, guys. I don't know if you guys are hating. I don't know. I don't see anything, but they're great. I honestly like. Speaking of new, right? It's a new look. It is. I understand that, but we gotta be new, and I think these jerseys kind of are symbolic of that. And I'm excited to wear them. I really we had a lot of people that put in a lot of hard work for these jerseys, and it symbolizes a lot of newness, and that I am excited about.
You like it better than last year's all white? I thought it was good.
We didn't win in the all white, so absolutely.
That was Josh Allen doing his best to sell the Bills' Nickel City jerseys.
Yeah.
We are going to blind rank 6 new uniforms
Okay.
from this offseason. Simply a blind ranking is.
Yes.
We'll show it. We'll say it. You got to put it at a number 1 through 6.
Right.
Let's start with the Bills.
Yes.
Nickel City.
Wow.
Can you sell these the way Josh Allen did?
I definitely can't. Like I said, I don't mind the helmet.
I think the helmet's kind of cool.
The rest of the uniform I don't love. And I'm trying to think if there's anything possibly that's going to be worse than this, which I'm going to leave it that there might be. So I'm going to go number 5 here. I'm going to just put it at 5.
I'm going to go 6 because I think part of the problem is the Bills have such great uniforms.
Yeah.
That when you throw this in, I'm like,
yeah, it's a double whammy.
That's the
Not only is this uniform bad, you're taking
your
away
uniforms
from
are
the
awesome
uniform you always have.
So I'm going to take the risk and make this 6. All right, our
okay.
next one here.
Oh, man.
This, of course, is the Titans.
Me likey these a lot.
What's not to
Man,
love about these?
me likey long time, these ones. The helmet. Oh, man.
Great palette.
Woo! Wow, I'm just trying to, because this is the opposite of Nickel City, where I go, should I make it number 1? Is there going to be one that's better? I'm going to make it number 1. I'm going 1. I'm making it 1.
I'll go 2.
You'll go 2.
I think I'm making a mistake because I love these.
Is there one other one?
I want to keep number 1 in the pocket still.
I hear you.
All right, we go to the next one. This is the Rams Fearsome White.
Gosh.
I've told you, Chris, I am a sucker for the white uniform.
I hear you. And these are the ones I might have picked as number 1 if I didn't already use it up. I'll say number 2. I love these uniforms. In fact, I love everything the Rams have released. I even like the other yellow ones or whatever they released too.
I think these are going to look so good on the field.
Yeah.
I'm going to make them my number 1.
Of course you will.
But, man, the Titans, it's an argument. They're number 1 as well as you went with. Okay, so these are the classic soul, the yellow. This is probably drawn the most polarizing reaction.
I know people have I've seen a lot of people poo-poo these. I think it's kind of cool.
I think
like
cool.
the stripe on the side. I like it. I'm going to make it my number 3.
I'll make it 4
for
mine. Our next one is the Ravens.
The Ravens.
I
got to bring that. I have this helmet. I'm going to bring this in one day. Well, okay, so I'm going to have to make this 4. I like this uniform. I'm not going to make it 6. I made the other Rams one 3.
You took a risk here.
So, yeah, I'm going 4 with the Ravens here.
I went 4 for the Rams, so I'll go 3 for the Ravens. I love this look specifically for Baltimore. I think too many teams try the all-black look. Baltimore dominates the all-black look.
Right.
It is
not
awesome.
going too far outside the box at all.
All right, and then finally...
Who is the last one?
The Jets whiteout.
Oh, see?
This is where I screwed up.
I messed up.
This is not 5, but I have to make it 5. This would at least been top 3.
Oh, and I have to make it 6, and it's not a 6. Damn it. Yeah, if I was really going to do these over, I think I would have gone Fearsome White Rams if I wasn't blind and I could see, okay? I would have gone Rams Fearsome White 1, Titans 2, the Jets 3, the Ravens 4, the other Rams 1, 5, and then the Bills Nickel City 6.
Nickel City, unfortunately, very comfortably at 6.
All right, we got a few possible options for Wednesday's show. Remember, 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll preview the Hall of Fame game. We don't know who our guest is going to be. We got a few people juggling right now. But Connor, you the man. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. We'll see you next time on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.